A couple of years ago, I was working on a project and I wanted to use a thick outline for polygons and have each polygon have a unique color. Now, I could do this manually, but that was very time consuming. So I tried to figure out an easier and quicker way of doing this. I turned to John Nelson and Carto Redux, and we had a few exchanges, and one of the solutions was to use what are called buffalo tints. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can create buffalo tints in your map, as well as using the donut effect in a way that you can create outlines with unique colors. We'll start with our map here. We're looking at countries of Europe, and this data comes from Natural Earth data. We would like to have each country have a unique symbol and a thick outline. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a second layer. I'm going to control click and drag my Europe layer, and that will copy it in the contents pane. The next thing I do is if I expand this here, you can see that there's a single symbol. I'll turn off the second layer here for a second. I'll use the unique value symbol here and then add all of my country items to the list here. So now we can see that there are unique fills for each one of the countries. Now, how do I get the country to have these colors, but only at the edge of the polygon? I mentioned buffalo tints, and we'll turn on our copy of the Europe layer, and in the symbology pane, I'll click on the symbol patch. I will turn off the stroke layer, and then I'm going to switch solid fill to gradient fill. The next thing I will do is I will make this a black to white transition, and I'm going to use absolute extent, and I'm going to define my extent, and it says 75 points here. I'll do 10 points. Then I'm going to increase the interval. For this map, I'll make it 50. What is this doing? It's going to do 50 steps from black to white. If we zoom into Central Europe, you can see the lines that are making this transition here. What we're going to do is use a blend mode. And so you click on your feature layer contextual tab in the ribbon and switch your layer blend to screen. If you want, you can change the size from, say, 10 points to 5 points or 2 points here. However you want to do it, just play around with it until you are happy with the result. So that's how we can do buffalo tints. What I would like to do now is show you how to do this using the donut effect on the fill layer. Again, I'm going to create a copy of this original layer. I will go ahead and rename this one Donut so you can see which one I'm working with. When we made the copy, we had the fill colors showing up. If I wanted to create the donut effect for each one of these polygons, right now what I'd have to do is click on an individual symbol, go to the structure, add the donut effect, and I would do this over and over and over. And if you have hundreds of polygons, it's an incredibly time-consuming process and not very efficient. A couple of weeks ago, I was playing around in ArcGIS Pro and inadvertently stumbled on a way to create the same effect using the donut effect in a single layer without having to do this for each individual polygon. When I made the copy of the Europe layer, each of the fill colors was shown here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove everything except for the all other values. So I'm just going to hold my shift key, click on the bottom item, right click, and then say remove. Now what we have is the dark gray symbol for all of the countries. I will click on this symbol patch, and then I will add the effect, and I will add donut effect. If you want, you can go to the layers tab and click on solid fill, expand donut effect, and then change the thickness of that donut. I'll change it to accurate, but other than that, I'm going to leave it the same. What do I do now? I'm going to go back to the main symbology pane, and then I'm going to add all of my values. I'll click yes because there's more than 100. And now you can see, if we zoom in, we've achieved that same effect. Now we don't have the gradient that we saw in the buffalo tints, but you may not need that. All you might need is a single thicker line. That was a couple of quick ways to do unique symbols and have a thick outline. I hope that you will find this useful in your maps.